Hello guys, and welcome to day 3 of this full stack modern hospital management system. So in our last tutorial we looked at this patient inside nav here, and before that we already looked at this functionality here where you can click this login and it will appear, this prompt here will appear. So another thing is that we looked on how when this application loads, it will appear, this prompt here will appear after a few seconds. So then we proceeded and worked on this patient side here, and we created this side nav here. So if you haven't looked at the other video, the day 2, please kindly go back and see what we did there, or how we created this inside nav here and the login functionality there, and then we'll be on the same page when you come to look at this video. So if you look here, the changes that I want to make is that we have this color here, and it is not similar with this one. They are not the same color. So in the last video, I wanted to change this color to look to this, and I never managed. So I went back and researched on the color, and I came up with the color. So I just want us to change this color to be the same with this one. So what we'll do, we just come here and change the color. So the color that I wanted is this one, 00, and then ADB 5. This one, this is the color that I wanted. So if you load here, if you load the application, now you can see, now we have this color which is similar to this one. So that's what I wanted to do there. That's the change that I wanted to make there. So now I think that's all. We need now to continue with this home page here and look at how we can add this chart, and then this part of treatment here, and then look at this appointment part of this application. So if you haven't subscribed, kindly consider subscribing and like this video, and let's get into the tutorial now. So now let's get started working on this home page here, and let's get into the code here. So I'll just close this side nav here because we don't want to use it right now. So I'll just open my home here, this home component here, and the first thing that I want to do is to delete this pnav here, and I'll just add this div.container just like that. And then the first thing that I want to add is the charts. So I'll just create this chart here, this div that is for charts. So here we need 2 charts, and the first one is pie, this one pie here, and the other one is the line graph. So I'll just call it div.line, that will hold the line graph here. So I want us to style first of all before we do anything else. So let's come here in our CSS, and the first thing that we'll do, we'll just work on the chart. I think I called it chart, yeah, chart, or I can call it charts. That will be okay. So let's add charts, and then charts I will say display flex, and then flex direction will be column, just like that. And then the other thing that I want now is to style on pie, the div that will hold this pie, and I want to add the height. Height will be 300 pixel, and width also will be the same, will be 300 pixels, just like that. And another is the line here, and the same, I'll just copy everything here because it will be the same. And now here, what I need to do here, actually this one, it should be align items, it is center, and then justify content space between, or space evenly, you can use that. But because if we style like this, we won't see anything for now, because we have not added any color or something, but I want us to use this box shadow here. So I will just come here in the side nav here and look for that shadow box shadow that we used. So let's check for the box shadow that we used. So I just copy this and then close this side nav here, come here, add it here in our pie, just like that, and again here in the pie, in the line, right, just like that, because we need to have box shadow that will look like this one here, this one here. So let's look. So you can see we have these two div here that are holding our, that will be holding our charts. So I just want to increase the width. So we can give a width of, let's say 400, 500. Let's see if 500 will be okay. So if we add 500, the width to 500, let's see how it will look. So I think that's a little bit bigger. So let's give 400 and then 400 here. And I think that would be enough, or it would be okay. So let's see, let our application load, and now you can see we have these two charts here, and I want us to give some margin. So let's give a margin to this chart, to margin of 20 pixels. So let's see how it will look like. So yeah, we have these ones here. So we need to add charts here in our application. So what I will do, I will just come here and search for Angular high charts, because we are going to use that library called high charts. So let's see. Actually, you can see it is here is the first URL here. So what I will do, I'll just copy here this command, and in our terminal here, I'll just paste it, but I just want to install even high charts also, just like that, and then let's paste it. So while it is installing, you can see how the usage. So when you install, the first thing that you need to do is to add this chart module in your modules. For now, we'll add this in our patient module, and then again, now after you add that, you'll be able to access this chart here from Angular highlights. So the first thing that you need to do is to add a new instance of this chart, and you assign it to a variable, and then that variable is the one that you'll be using here, like here. So you'll bind by this chart property here and give it this value of which you instantiated the chart for. So I'll just show you how to use it, so don't worry even if you are not understanding this usage here, or how I'm explaining here the usage. So let's see if it has finished installing the package. So you can see we have some errors here. So let me first of all install like this one here, the first one, and see how it will install. So like that, and then let's see if highlights will install high charts. Okay, actually I did a mistake. If you look here, this one is, it should be high charts. I correct it here, sorry for that. So let's see how it will install. So let's see. So yeah, it should have completed installing now. So yeah, so let's get into our patient module here, and to use it, we need first of all to add that chart module in our module here. So let's add chart module, and it should autocomplete for us unless this, it has not finished. Okay, it has finished now. So let's see if it will autocomplete for us. So we just add chart module. You can see here there's a autocompletion for us. So just enter, and then now you have imported the chart module. So we need to use it here in our home, this home here component. So the first thing that we need to do is to import the chart. So come here in your application and copy this. Come here in the usage and copy this, paste it here in your component. And the other thing now we need is to create the instances. So to create the instance, we need to add this chart and then say new chart, and then we give this object inside it. So this one will add some configurations, like you can add here type line, and then you can add everything and then the data that you want to show in that graph. So in my case here, I had already added the data that we need, because we need to we have this one here that is called donut chart, and I did it because I wanted to save on time. So let's copy. It's the same, actually it's the very same thing that is happening there. So let's see what is happening. So as you can see here, we need to import chart. Actually it's not chart module, and let's see here in our usage how they are importing. So for our case here, we need to import our charts, not in chart module, and let's see if they have indicated that. So if you look here, we have error because we need to import chart, not chart module. Remember, we already imported chart module and then we added it to our imports in our module. So now let's save this. And now if you look here, I'm just giving configurations. Like this one, I want it to be a pie, and then these others are just configurations. And another thing that you should look into is this series here, because it is the one that is holding data. So for example, in our case here, I've added like sneezing, and then I have given it value and the color, just like that. And then this is an array that is holding objects, and we have line chart here that is of the type line, type graph that is, and it is for patient health status here. So with Angular high charts, you can add any type of charts. You can add histogram, you can add bar graphs. So is there something that you need to go and look into and see how you can explore it, play with it, and feel confident using it. So it's just simple library that I use all the time. So the other thing now we need to add is here in our home here, in our pie, what we need to do, we'll just bind by this chart property, and because this is pie, we just give it our variable that we instantiated here, this one here, donut charts. So let me copy it and copy. So like that, and then let's come here and paste it here, just like that. And we don't need to do anything there, So let's bind again here in our chart property, and then this time we are using the line variable here that was instantiated. So let's scroll down, and here you can see this line chart here. Copy it and add it here after you have bind by this property of chart. So let us save and then reload our application. So this is our application, let it load. So after a while, you can see now we have this beautiful graph here. You can see how it look. It's a very nice graph, and you can take your time, just go in, you can just go and look on how you can customize it, play with it, and feel confident using it. So now I just want to do some styling. So first of all, I just come here and say font size. Let's give a font size of, let's say, 20 pixels. And another thing we can do is to add font weight, and we can say font weight to be 900. I'll just copy this and paste it down here. So let's paste it here and then save and see how it will look like. So yeah, you can see now we have these graphs here, and it's okay. I think it's now looking almost this one here. So play with those options and see how these graphs will look like. So the other thing that now I need to add is this header here, down here, and then we start adding other things down here, and then we look at this pagination down here. So the first thing that I want to add here is header. So inside our HTML here, so now we have this container that is holding charts. Another thing now it holds is treatment. So I'll just call this treatment or treatment header. And I want to create something that looks like a table. So the first value that we need is that we need to have is name of the treatment. Actually, I'll just copy these names in order for us to make work easier. So I'll just add them here so that I can use them while I'm seeing them. Actually, yeah, this one is okay. Name of treatment. Name of the treatment. Another thing that we need to add is drug or span, and then drug administered or drug that patient received from the doctor, the administered, and then the other thing is you need to doctor or doctor name, the doctor who give this treatment, and the other thing is the bill or the bill that occurred. So the other thing is the date. This one here is the date. We need to add the date, and the other thing is paid, if the treatment is paid. So we have this paid here, and in your scenario, if you want to add other things in this scenario here, like the payment, if there is other information that you want to add here, you can just go ahead and add it. So this one I just want to call it header, treatment header or head. So let's copy this class here, and in our CSS here we need to add it here or to paste it here. So let's paste it there, and then we can do background color, can be doing background color, and I had added this color here because I don't know this color on top of my head. So I just copy this here, and then I can paste it down here, and I can remove this semicolon. So just like that, and then another thing you can say display flex, and then align items center, and then justify content space evenly. No, it should be space evenly, just like that. Font weight, I just want to add font weight to be 900, just like that. Let's see how it appears. Oh, it is this one. So you can see here we have this treatment header here that was added. So what we need to do now, we need to give a little bit of margin. We can give a margin of, let's say, 20 pixels, and we can give a padding also, or we can give this height. I think height is appropriate, so we can give a height of, let's say, 70 pixels, and we can come here down, and treatment we can say, now let's add something like, we need to add something like, let's say, let target span, and now span we can add this font weight and font size. So let me cut that, paste it somewhere here. So inside here, let us paste it here. So let's paste. Okay, so it is not appearing, so let's do font weight. and then we can give it 900. And another thing that we can do is to font size, and font size now we can give it 20 pixels, and let's see how it looks. So that one there, and then let's see how it look like. So now you can see, I think that font is very big. So what we need to do is just make it small. So here we need to give it around 15. I think 15 will be okay. Let's save and see. So yeah, I think that's great, and it looks nice. So now we need to add data down here. So I'll just come in our HTML here, and what I will do, I'll create another div, and this time this div will call it treatment body, just like that. And again I will add another div that I will say div.treatment item. It's just a name. You can call it the way you want. And now inside here, what we can do, we can add this here, everything here, and now we can change some information here. And then this one here, I just want to make it a button. This one should be a button, so that's tb button. And I can add here something like, let's say, pending, and here we can add dates. It's just a dummy data. When we start getting the data from our database, we display real information from database. So I will add something like 2022 and then 12.01, and then the bill we can add here like let's say 12 or $200. So we can add this $200 here. Here you can say Dr. Doe, something like that, and then drug administered. I don't have so much knowledge with medicine, so I'll just say Brufen. I know this drug called Brufen. And type of treatment, I'll just add administered treatment or administered drug, a Brufen, that is Brufen, something of the sort. And what we can do, we can add like this information twice. Just copy and then add it like twice or thrice. Let's add here again, so just like that. And then let's style now this one here, treatment item. So in our CSS here, scroll down and add this class here, and because it will be the same with this here, with this body here, header, treatment header, I just copy everything and then paste here. The only thing that I'm going to remove is this background color here. So let's remove it. So we have margin 20 pixels, height not, I don't wanna have this height here. So, and I think margin, I can give it a margin of 10 pixels. I think that's okay. And let's see how it looks. So let's come here. So let it reload and see. So yeah, you can see we have this information down here. So actually I can add this font to have font weight or font size, font weight to be 900, and let's see if this will work. So let's see. So it is loading, and now you can see we have this information here. It looks nice, but now we need here pagination. So to add pagination in Angular, you can just open another tab and say ng pagination. You can see there is a auto completion for me because I have used this package for a while now because I find it very, very useful. So now what I'll do, I'll just copy this 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 code, this I'll just copy this code here, or this command here, and then let's paste it in here, like just the way we did with charts. So before it finishes installing, we can look at the usage, and you can open on these repositories here. So let's open this one here, like this one, and then look at how you can use this pagination. So just scroll down, and you can see they have indicated how you should use this package. So let's see if it has finished installing. You can see it's a very small package and it has installed. So now the other thing that we need to do is to add, in our import, we need to add this ngx pagination module. And remember, we are adding this in our module patient because it is independent. We should not add in the app.module.ts. So in here, in our patient module, just look at this module here, ngx, and then we can add it here, ngx pagination module. You can see auto completion, and then we add it there. We'll go step by step. So because we are here in home, another thing that we should do is to add this one here. You can see where we'll start looping at our information, especially when it will be coming from our database. So I'll just copy this one here, the command, and then the other thing is to look where I will start looping the data. So it is here in our HTML. So here in our body, or in our body here, we just add this information here, or this line of code, and this is telling us that we'll just loop through data that is called collection, and then we can add the pages that we need to show per page, or per page it should show 10 items, and then the current page should be given by this p here, and we'll add that information right away. So let's see the other information that we need to add. So after everything, you need to add these pagination controls down there, and it should be down here after you have looped through the information, or after you have just looped through everything. So you just add it here, down here. So after the last information here, now you can add that module there. And then the other thing that you need to add this p, the page number, or the current page number, and then the collection of, this is the collection of maybe say the items. And for now we'll use this collection here because we don't have the data from our database, but in future we'll use the information or the data that will be coming from our database. So come here in a component, and then just add it here, up here, and then because we don't have data that is called some array of things, what we'll do, we'll just add an empty array here, just like that. And then let's save for now and see how our application will look like, if it will break or how it will appear. So you can see, if you look carefully here, you can see we have this information here, or we have this pagination here. It is not quite clear, but I'll show you. And then the other thing to notice is that our data has gone, or is not there anymore. So what I'll do, I'll just add like information here, like 1 2 3, and then let's see how, if our information or our data will just appear again. So let's see. So you can see we have this information here. So for now, I'll just add only one here, like that, because I want it to loop only once. So like that, I think that is it is looping a lot it is looping so many times. So first of all, what I do, let me remove some of the data. I guess that will be okay. Or let's do some changes inside here. What we can do, maybe we can add here like 4 per page or 3 and see if there will be a change. Let's say 4 there and see if it will change or it will take, yeah, just like that. So it is showing only 3 or 4 per page. So if let's say we add here, you see we added 3 items or 3 data. So if we add like 3 now or 2, our data or our pagination here will be activated. Just check and you'll see. So okay, it's not activating, but let's continue with the video. We'll just come back and look at how it will work. So after that, now I just need to add a class here for this pagination control, and we call this pagination because I want it to be in the center here. I need to center it here. So I'll just come here and take pagination. So dot pagination, and what I'll do, I'll just add display flex here, align items center, and justify content center. That will just guide it to center. So let's see. So if it loads, now you can see we have this pagination here at the center. So we can give margin. So let's give margin. Margin can be 20 pixels, just like that, and then let's see how it will appear. So there's this space now that we have added. So that's all because we won't be using this pagination right now. That's okay, and it will be great. Another thing now we need to do is to look at our appointment. So when we click here, we should go to our appointment page, and it should change from home to this appointment here. So to do that, we need to come here in our side nav, and inside here we had this home here. So this home will add some routering, a property called routering, and this routering here will just add this one here slash to say that is the root, or it should go to the root. Or let's say we can add something like patient, and then just like that. And then here when we click on book appointment, now we should have this routering here. Or let's add routering here, and we should add slash patient and then slash appointment, just like that. And then let's save, and then let's see if it will work. So let us see. So it should work. So when you click here, and when you click here now, it should add. So it is not working. I think there's somewhere I did some mistake. So routering, and then let's add like it's patient, like that, and then slash payment and slash appointment, and this one slash patient. So let's see. So let me look here and then see. So it's not working. So let's see if we have added appointment here in our patient component.html routing, that is. So we have it. So let me first of all confirm what's wrong. So the reason why this routering is not working It is because we added this router link inside our icon here rather than in our button here. So we should add it here. And this one here, we should add it in our button here. So this one is /patient. So /patient /appointment, just like that, and then let us save. So when we save now, it should work. So when you click here home, it's the same place, but when you go to appointment, you can see appointment here. So that's all. And when you click now home, you can go back. So you can see how it works. So now the other thing that we need is to add appointment here, and we'll confirm what we need to do in our appointment. So let me first of all remove that tab. So just add a look at our port here that is running. So we'll add here for we just click here and see how it looks like. So we'll have appointment here. So the first thing that we need to do is just come here in our home. Let me close this navbar here, and in our home here, HTML. Now down here, after this div here, let's look at this container here. Actually, now what I need to do is to come inside, not this our home. We should go to appointment. Sorry for that. So this is the appointment. So should come here, and now what we'll do, we'll just create this .container here, and inside here we just give div.appointment header, just like that. The other thing we need is to have this div.appointment body, just like that. And now we can style them. But before that, we can just confirm what we need to add. So we need to add name of the doctor. So I'll just copy everything here to make our work easier. So let's add it here. So the first thing that we need to add is span, and the first thing we need to add is the other thing that we need to add now is the text. So I'll just be copying and pasting it inside here. So let's add span also, and add the text here, because we have this text here. It is making our work easier. So we have span again. We'll have this email, just paste it there, and then the last span here is book appointment. Actually this one I want it to be a button, so let it be a button, and this button here will have a text of book. We call the text book here because we need to book for appointment. So let's delete everything there. And now the other thing that need to do is we will just add here like appointment. We call it appointment item, just like that, just the way we did with our treatment. So I just copy it, paste it here, the same. Let's copy this now, div, and then okay, let me first of all change the text here. So the name of the doctor, we can call it Dr. James here. So the role is of course doctor, and email we can say jamesdoe@gmail.com, and the other one, this one is okay. Now we just copy this text twice or thrice. So let's copy it here, and then let's copy it there. So just like that, I think that's okay now. And now we need to style. So come here in our and start with container. So first of all, we'll start with container, and I will give it a margin of 30 pixels, and now we can add, or we can continue styling on this appointment header here, and we'll just style the same way we did with this treatment header. So there's no need to code again. We just come here, and in our CSS just copy this header here, everything in this header, we copy it. So copy this one and then paste it here. The other thing is appointment item here, and the same, we'll just use this one in the home here, this one for the item, just like this one. Actually need to copy this one here because the same thing. And the last thing that I want to add here is a dot appointment header and then span here. And then what we'll do, we just come here in our home, and we can add we can add everything that is inside here. So copy this and then add it in our appointment header span here, and now let's see how it will look like and how it will appear. So let's load this application here, and then we need to see how it looks like. So you can see this one here worked, or this one here worked, but this one didn't work. So you need to know what's the problem, and there's one change that I want to do here. This one is span, the other one are the buttons. So I just say span, and this change it to span, and I feel this one here is where I did mistake. So you can see, actually I just copy the way it is because I don't want to go and change every text up to down here. So let's come here and change this appointment header, and then like that, and let's see the changes. So after a while, now you can see we have this change here, but actually we need pagination, so we'll add that. But before that, let me style on this button here. So this button, we can access it using, let's come here, using appointment item, and then inside it we need to get the button, and we can say padding 10 pixels. Color of the text in our button should be white, and then we need to use background color of orange, this color here, just like that. The other thing that we need to add is border none, should be none, and then font weight, or we can start with font size, give it 15 pixels, and then font weight, we can give a font weight of 900 pixels. I think that's okay now. Let's see. Actually, we can add a width of 100 pixels. So let's see. So like that, I think that's padding is bigger. So we just need to reduce it. So yeah, just like that. I think that's okay. And now we can give cursor pointer here, so that it looks clickable. So let's reload again, and now you can see when you hover over it, the cursor changes to pointer. So I just need to add a pagination here, and we do the same with the same way we did with our treatment. So everything that we did in our treatment, so I just copy this first of all here in our collection, just copy it in our appointment component here. Let's look at it here. you just copy it here. Another thing you need to add is now we can look at HTML. So let's look at our HTML here, and let's copy this pagination control here. So because it is the same thing, so copy it inside here in our component or in our HTML here. Just add it down here. Let's add it here down. And the other thing, now we need to add the looping part. So just come here in our HTML, and then here you can copy this everything here up to there, and then let's add it here in our body here. And is there anything else? So you can add here like 4. And the other thing is to add on this class of pagination here to style, and because we are already styled in our home here, or our appointment, our treatment, we just add this pagination. Copy this pagination here and then add it in our appointment here, just down here, just like that. So let's see how it will work, or how it will look like. So let's let it load. And you can see now we have this pagination down here. We won't activate it right now. We'll look into this when we be integrating with our backend. So hang in there. We'll see how it will work with the real data from our database. So I think that's all that I wanted to show here, but I just need to add something else. When we click here, we need to show a model which will help us to get the date and then book for appointment. So let's create a div here, down here in our appointment here. So here I need to add this div. So this div, we'll call it our book. Let's call it book. So just like that. And then we'll have a div here that we'll call book container, or you can call it whatever you want. So inside here, I just want to copy this here, and here in our appointment, the first thing that I need to do is just to give this position relative, because we'll create a model that is above the page. So we give it relative. And then the other thing that we need to add here is now this appointment book container, now book here. And the first thing that we need to do is to add a position absolute, because we want to be this div here, or this overlay, like an overlay. So it should be above the page. So another thing, we can add the index of 999, because we need to be on top of everything. Background color, we just give this RGBA, because we need to have a transparency background. So I just give 0. Here also give 0. Here 0. But the last one, alpha, or a transparency, we need to give 0.1 or 0.2, just like that. So let's give a height of 100 pixels or 100 VH, and the width should be 100 VH, just like that. So VW actually here. So now the other thing now we need to concentrate now is our book container, just like that. And now what we'll do, let me first of all confirm if this class is okay or is the same with this one here. So this one we need to add here. We need to add where we need to position where we need it to be. So I just give a background color and we give this white. The other thing that I need to add is height. This one we shall have a height of 200 or 250 pixels, and width should be 200 pixels, and a margin, we can give a margin of, let's say, 200 pixels, like that. I think that's okay. So let's see how it will look. So let's let it save and then let us reload. So you can see here we have this one, this overlay here, but it is appearing there because we haven't given it the position that we want. We need to give it top 0 and right 0 so that it be on top of this our page there. So right 0 and top 0. So let's remove this. So let's see now what, how it will look like. So let's hit load. So we have this overlay here. So the other thing that I need to add to look at is position of this container here. So we just come here, and then what we can do, then we first of all add the size. We can give the size of like 300 or 350 and 350 also, and then we can give it 200, or we can give it 200 and then 200 or 300 pixels, or even we can add, let's look at how it will appear first of all. So you can see here we have this of this container here. Actually, I need now, another thing I need to do is to reduce on the opacity so that it doesn't look very dark. So we can see here, actually let me give 0.05 so that the opacity reduces a little bit. So you can see the opacity is a little bit. So now I need to style this container here. So actually, yeah, let's style it so that let's first of all remove this and see where it will appear. So first of all, let's see. So now let's use top. So we can give top 100 or 200 pixels, and left we give it 100 pixels. Actually right, that is right, actually right here. This one should be right, and we give it 100 pixels, just like that. So let's see how it will look. So it is not doing anything. So let me use the margin. Okay, do margin top, and then let's give 100 pixels. So let's add here 100 pixels, or we can add 200 pixels, and margin left or margin left. Or actually, what I can do, I can add display flex. You can say display flex to center it, display flex, and then align items center, and then justify content center, and margin top, we can give it 200 pixels. I think that would be okay. So let's see how it will appear. So let it load. So it is not working, and this is because we had this here, this width here. So what I can do, we can just come here in our div, and then we can give this another div. Maybe we can give this div, and we can call this book item, just like that. And then now this div for the book container should be inside here, like this one here. So, and then now we just copy this styling here, and now inside here we can add this book item here, so like that. And then the width and the height, you can copy this or we can cut this and then give it inside here and then see what will happen in our application. So I think this will help. So I can't see the container now. So let's add this one here also. So like that, and then let's see. So it is not working. So what I will do, I'll just pause for a little bit and then look at what is happening. So what we need to do in order to give this, or to give this here, this container, to style it and to give it the position, what we need to do, we just remove everything that we added here, like this book item here, this div, and in our CSS also, we just take everything that we removed from our book container and then remove this div here. So what we can do now, we just add a position absolute also in this container here. So say a position absolute, and we can add top to be 0%, and then right 0%, just like that. Now, and then I think I can increase the height and the width a little bit. So let's give this 400 and 400 here. So just like that. So let's see how it will look like. So you can see where it is appearing, and now we can remove this margin top because we don't need it. We are styling using the top and the right. So you can see I want it to appear here. So I just need to add here, if you are sure, if you want to book appointment, and then pick the date and then close and book. So those are the things that I want to add in our HTML here. So the first thing that I want to do is to add this text here. This text, we call it book header, just like that, and then it will be asking, are you sure you want to book an appointment, just like that, this question mark here. And then the other thing, we'll add an input, and then this input, we call it date, and this would be having the type of date also. We give this a type of date, and then the other thing will be book div, that we'll call it book button, or book button. Book, actually you can call it book cancel button, or book cancel, something of the sort. I think that would be okay. So here I need to have two buttons. So the first button here will for closing that model. So we just close with this button here, and the other button here, it will be for booking. So we just called it book, just like that. So now we can style it very fast. So let's see how it looks. So let's see. So you can see everything is here, and we have, because we have flex display flex here, now we can add flex direction to be column here. I think that's now would be okay. So let's see. So if it loads, now you can see we have this information here. So we can target book header. So dot book header, just like that, and then we can give it a margin of, let's say, 20 pixels, like that. See the font weight, we need to have a font weight of, let's say, bold, and width, we can give a width of 200 pixels, just like that, and let's see how it will appear. So after a while now, after it loads, you can see we have this here, and actually we can add this width here. because we don't want it to be squeezed a lot. So let's see. So we have that one there, and we can just remove this justify content so that it should not be in the center. So let's see now how it will appear. So you can see we have this one here, and actually we can give it a margin. We can add the margin to be 30 pixels. And another thing that I want to add or to access is now the book console div here. And this one we can give it a display of rex. Can give a display of rex, and then you can say align items center, just like that. And then the other thing is justify content, can give space between, and then you can add margin. You can give margin of 30 pixels, just like that. Let's see how it looks. So after now you can see we have a lot of space here, and I think it's because of this margin here. So let's remove this margin. So let's see now. So I think it's because of this justify here. Actually this one should be the book console. So just like that, and then this margin, now we can have this margin here. So let's see if it's okay now. So you can see we have that, and then we can have space evenly, something of the sort, evenly. I think that's okay. So let's see. I guess I can't access this book here, this class here. Actually it is this one. So let me copy and then paste it here. I think it is not accessing it. So let's see if it will change. Okay, let's see. So it is not working. So what we can do, we can access this here, this book console, and then the button. Actually it should be the first button, first child. The first child we can access and give it a margin right of 100 pixels, and let's see if it will work now. So after it has loaded, we should see, yeah, we have that here. So now the other thing that actually we can do, we can add this margin here to be 40, and now this here we need, because it is a button for closing, we can say padding 10 pixels. We can say width of 100 pixels. Actually here I need to reduce this padding, so padding 5 pixels. And then what we can do, we can add font weight to be bold, or actually 900. And the other thing that we can do is font size. We can give it 20 pixels. And now let's see the change. So let's see how it looks. So it's okay now, but I need to remove the border. So I need to remove the border here to be none, and then you can give this 15 here. So like that. Let's see the difference. So it's smaller. So let's give 18. I think 18 would be okay. And the other thing that I want to add is cursor pointer, just like that. So let's continue and start the other one. So just the book console, and then the button, and we want to access this one. It's not working. So button, just like that, and then we say last child because there are only two, the first one, the last. So now I can just copy almost everything here, but now here we need to add a background color. We give it a background color of this orange, and then the other thing is we add cursor. Our cursor pointer we have added, so we have color to be color of white, just like that. Let's see how it will appear. So yeah, you can see we have that one, and need to remove this here, this margin, right? We can give it to be 50 and see how it will occur or how it will be. So now that's okay. So now I just need us to give this model a condition. So we just create a variable the way we do. So here I just create a variable and I call this variable cross, and it is of type boolean. By default it will have false. It will be false. So the first time that you are loading, it will be false, and then I want to create this function that will be showing book and show book here. It is not logging. It will be showing and hiding the book. So what I do, I just say this dot cross should be equal to opposite of it. When this function is clicked, then it will toggle this value here or this variable here. So I just now need to show this book with a condition. I just use this directive called ngIf, and here now we can give cross. So we need now to use the functions to open and close. So here we can give this event of click, and then give it a function of show book, just like that. And then I'll just copy this here and add this click event and our function inside here. If we click here in our book, so I will just add here and there again. So let's save and see what will happen. So let's let it load. So you can see when this application loads, or the moment you come in an appointment, so when you click here, you'll see this asking you if you want to book an appointment. If you don't want, you can click here and close. You can see, you can click there, open this model, and then if you don't want to book, you can book. When we integrate with our database, we'll just be clicking here, get the date that you want the appointment, and then click book, and this appointment will go to the database. After a while, our background services will send an email to this doctor and tell them that they have an appointment. So I need to end here for this tutorial, and then we'll continue from here, where we'll be looking at the reception side of this application and then continue. So hang in there, more is coming, and I'll see you in the next video.